So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to find missing articles for your website. Now, if you don't already know, if you only have, let's say, one article on, let's say, immigration lawyers in New York, maybe that's the keyword that you want to try and rank for. If your competitors have 25 articles and maybe some blog posts, some service pages, etc., Google is going to find that other website, your competitor's website, a lot more authoritative, and they're going to end up ranking your competitor's website higher on Google in comparison to your website. So this is the reason why it's really important to actually dial in your missing articles, find out what those missing articles are in comparison to like 2 or 3 different competitors, and get those rewritten for your blog section for your website, and then making certain that everything's internal linking and stuff like that. So we're going to go through this. The tool that we're going to be using today is completely free. All you need to do is just go to the URL, which will be in the comments, put in your first name, your email, and you'll get the sheet for free. It looks something like this. Also, very quickly, if you guys are in Europe and you want to learn a little bit more on SEO, I am hosting a in-person conference on the 27th and the 28th of June 2025. Head over to themasterminders.com and get a link or get a ticket from there. So let's actually get into it. Once you've actually got the sheet, what you need to do, first of all, because I get asked this quite a lot, is click on File and then make a copy for yourself. So I'm just going to call this something along the lines of article gap finder 2025, right? I'm just going to call it that. I'm going to click on Make a Copy, and let's find some competitors. While that is actually loading, we will go after something new that we've never done before, keyword-wise. Right, so all I've done here is just searched boiler installation company, because we've never really done a video about boilers, but this strategy will work for any type of website. This is just a random keyword that I've just plucked out of the air. But basically, right, let's say, for example, we are on page number 6 or 7, right? What you would want to do is find who's ranking positions 1, 2, and 3. Bear in mind, you don't want to be evaluating your website in comparison to like any citation websites or directory websites. Like if I was to search like lawyers in New York, let's say, right? Justia, best lawyers, Justia again, America's top 50 lawyers. All of those, they are directory websites, and they naturally rank very high, and they might not have the best topical authority. What we want to do is make certain that the websites that we're looking at do actually have like really good topical authority. So, for example, we're going to just look at their website, and we're going to go to their sitemap.xml, and as you can see here, we've got their entire sitemap. So they've got a lot of blog articles, they've got a lot of boiler help articles. So then what we're going to do is we are going to paste in their URL here. So if you go to tab number 2 or row number 2, you can actually change this out to whatever website you want to take a look at. And you can also give it a keyword as well. So if, say, for example, you only specifically want combi boiler articles, you can actually do that, because there's different types of boilers. There's also different types of actual different services as well. So if we just do combi, for example, as you can see, you might need to play around with the keywords like what I just done. I done combi space boiler, and I didn't fully understand, but I've just done combi. And as you can see here, we have got a lot of different combi articles, right? So I would potentially look through all of these articles and see, okay, which ones make sense to write and which ones don't make sense to write. Because in some cases, again, just because your competitor has it doesn't necessarily mean that you always need to have it as well, and you need to follow suit. So for example, what is a combi boiler? Yeah, I would probably actually have that. So what we're then going to do is we're going to go through this list individually, and any ones that we want on our website, we're going to copy over on into the article finder here, right? And basically what this does is it will go to this page for us automatically, and it will grab the actual heading, the H1 that we need to actually have on our page. Now you can actually tweak this a little bit if you want. I will show you guys like a little prompt that you guys can do, but we're going to just slowly but surely go through all of these different blog articles. So best combi boilers, we might not do any best ones just yet. We want more informational pieces. Let's just take a look. What size combi boiler do I need? So again, just going to pick out a fourth one as well. Top 10 benefits of a combi boiler. And then we've got 4 articles that we actually need on our website. Now, what you can also do as well is, let's say, for example, if you already have a website that's ranking in this industry, you can use this prompt that I've actually included in the actual sheet as well. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this, and then I'm going to go into here and this. Insert your website's articles, insert your competitors' articles. So this is where I would put in the articles from my sheet, and this is where I would put in the articles for my own website. So let's just go back to here. We'll take a look at these guys because they're pretty big, and we'll grab a couple blog pages that they've actually got as well. So if we take a look at their blogs, we'll do best electric combi boilers. We'll grab a couple, and what we'll also do as well is for the third article, if this was a real life scenario, right? Because I'm just kind of showing you guys how to actually use the sheet and stuff. There will be a little bit of overlap. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to copy one of these articles into the, here are my blog articles for my website, just to show you guys that this will actually spot check any articles, and it'll tell you like, hey, you've got these 3 articles. Out of these 3, one of which you've already covered on your website. So let's just take a look here. So as you can see, best electric combi boilers 2025, you have it. Best boilers to avoid and worst rated in 2025, you've got it. What is a combi boiler? Is it safe to turn off a combi boiler? What size combi boiler do I need? Top 10 benefits of a combi boiler. So these are the 3 articles that I would actually need to actually have on my website. So now that you've got which articles that you actually need, because in a lot of cases, you don't want to create too much overlap, if that makes sense. Like, for example, if I was going to do this, what is a combi boiler page, right? If I actually search to see who is ranking number 1, right? Let's take a look at these guys, and we'll pull into Ahrefs as well. Because there's a very common mistake when it comes to topical authority, and it's really important that you guys understand this as well, because otherwise you can do quite a lot of damage if you don't get this right. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste in the URL that we're actually looking at here, right? And obviously there's 1,200 keywords that this page is overall ranking for. Now, there's going to be a lot of different overlap. Like, for example, what is a combi boiler? And what does a combi boiler do? Those 2 you don't need separate pages for. So just bear that in mind. What you actually want to make certain that you're doing is you're actually including LSIs throughout the article, which I'm going to show you guys how to do this. So going back to the actual articles, let's say we were going to write all 4 of these articles, right? Let's say we didn't have any of these articles. We're going to kind of slightly ignore what ChatGPT said, but obviously in your scenario, you want to listen to what ChatGPT is telling you. What we're going to then do is head over to a tool like Frase.io, let's say. Click on login if you've not already got a login. This is how we're going to make certain that we are writing concise articles that's actually including LSIs. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on new document, we're going to click on SEO workflow, we're going to click continue, and then we're just going to paste in the actual what is a combi boiler, right? We're also going to select the country that we want to rank in. So we're obviously in UK. We're going to select UK and then create document. Now, the important part about this is that this will tell you which LSIs, which secondary keywords to actually include on the page, which is really, really important when it comes to ranking, not just for your primary keyword, but for all of your secondary keywords. Like, a lot of people don't understand that a page obviously has the primary keyword that you want to try and rank for. Like, for example, what is a combi boiler? That would be the primary keyword. That would be the main searched keyword. But there's all of these other searched keywords. Like, for example, what does a combi boiler do? Combi boilers explained. All of these you can rank just off the one page. So you don't need to go and create individual pages for each individual keyword. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click on Start. This is going to go and analyze the top 10 ranking results and look if there's any commonalities in LSIs or secondary keywords or entities that they have that we should also have when we're writing our article. Just a couple things while this is actually doing its thing. You can't really go wrong when you're looking at your competitors like this. If you stick to the similar keywords that they're ranking for and you try and replicate that and do it better and build higher quality links, you're going to end up outranking your competitors. But you need to make certain that you aren't doing any keyword cannibalization. Hence why I've set up the prompt and I've set up the actual article finder sheet. This is like the fail-proof way of actually building out missing articles on your website. So what is a combi boiler, right? What this tool is basically done, if you guys have never used it, it's kind of like a Surfer SEO, kind of similar to auto blogging as well. But what this does is it will go to all of the top 10 or top 15 ranking results, and it will take a look at their subheadings, their questions that they have on the page, their word count, etc. And it will tell you how many words and how many articles or how many LSIs that you actually need to include on the page. So if we take a look at the actual outline here, and if we click on Explore Headings, you can actually see like which subheadings that we actually want. So for example, we can click through any of these and we can say like, right, okay, I want to have what are the advantages of a combi boiler, how does a combi boiler work, what is a combi boiler? Yes, I'll have that. We might even decide to have like a disadvantages of a combi boiler. But we can go through all of our competitors' subheadings very easily and select which subheadings that they have that we also want on our page as well. Now, the sole purpose of this, because some of you guys might be thinking, well, I'm not necessarily adding anything new to the SERP, or I'm not bringing something new. What we're trying to do is build the best article, right? Because, for example, we're looking at position 13 here, which is by eonnext.com, right? This is the page that we're looking at. There might be like a really important subheading on this page here that none of the top 5 ranking results actually have. So this is where I would probably spend the most amount of time when it comes to like selecting all of your subheadings, making certain that it just makes sense. This is probably like the most time lengthiest task to this, but if you spend that extra 10 minutes building out the proper content brief, you can't really go wrong after that. Then we've got like the optimize section, which is like where we would actually include our keywords. So this is basically telling us like which actual articles to actually have, or sorry, which LSIs to actually have within the article. So you've got like regular boiler, hot water tank, energy bills. So for example, one of the advantages of a combi boiler might be as soon as you get one, your energy bills drop by 25%, right? So you can obviously have certain keywords and certain LSIs throughout your article. Obviously, combi boilers, 1 out of 1, it's ticked green. But this is the process that I would actually be having. And you can also start writing with AI if you really wanted to, or you can just click on generate content brief. typically I found that this does a relatively decent job. We will see how good of a job that this does. Now, although I am saying it does a relatively decent job, sometimes it can go wrong. So always just make certain to actually include. So this has already went and done its thing. Titles generated, goal, target audience. It's actually not done a relatively bad job. Obviously, what you would want to do is just go in. So this is the actual outline. This is where it starts. This is kind of like the research that it's actually done for us. So if you're actually giving this to your content writer, this is actually relatively decent because they don't need to go in and do their own research. Like the websites that are actually showing up here, they're actually all pretty... They would be our competitors, put it that way. So you would basically just give this URL to one of your content writers, and they can go ahead and do its thing. It also tells you like topics to talk about in each actual section as well. So that's another good thing. And also, I know that this is actually saying that it's a 85 out of 100. The average score is 41, but if you just remember, it's just kind of placed in all of the keywords. One thing to also just to make clear, don't always just chase the highest score, because there's other factors in terms of what Google likes. Like, for example, you could have a 100 out of 100 content score, but if your backlinks aren't the best, you're just not going to rank. If your topical authority is not the best, you're not going to rank. If your technical SEO is not the best, you're not going to rank. So just make certain that everything throughout your website's actually doing well. Don't just chase the actual SEO score, for example. But that has been my video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video on how to actually find missing articles and not go overkill with topical authority. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like. If you guys want me to do more videos like this, remember to leave a comment. And as always, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.